But anywho, I'm here to talk about Magic, and specifically I'm here to talk about a Scars of Mirrodin draft I did about 2 days ago with 3 of my friends, so there's 4 of us that drafted. And I'm just gonna go through my deck and talk about what I drafted, why I drafted it, and hopefully remember when I drafted it, what picks there were, and why I knew to draft that, and stuff like that. Just what went through my head. Alright, so what I'll start off with is I'll show you my first picks in each pack I opened. Alright, so the first pack I opened, I picked Arrest. It's removal. It makes so a creature can attack or block or use its activated abilities, which in this format is great because in my deck alone I have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures with activated abilities. So right there I'm making it so they can't block, attack, or use their abilities. It makes the card completely useless. So especially like if I did it on like if someone arrested my Barrage Ogre, which is a 5 mana card, I just waste like 5 mana and they downed it for 3 mana. So Arrest is a good card. So I first picked this because 1, it was the only white card, good white card I saw, and I noticed some good green and I think some good black. So I decided that I'd say like, okay, well, if I pass them no good white cards, they're gonna say, well, white's not open, and basically that will leave me free to have white for myself because there was only 4 people. Funny thing is, my friend who was not next to me but across from me, since there was only 4 people, drafted the same exact colors as me, so there must have just been like insane amounts of white and red because we have the best 2 records and we drafted the same colors. Okay, so second pack, I opened up a Mythic and I decided to take it just because basically if I played it I win the game, and that is a Platinum Imperium. It's an 8-drop, it's an 8/8, and its card reads, your life total can't change. So I can't gain life, I can't lose life, I can't pay life. My life doesn't change. I win the game. Unless you can get rid of it, which there are cards to get rid of it in this format. But yeah, I picked that, and actually in the 5 games I've played, I still need to play my friend who had to leave the draft early to go home. I still need to play him, but right now I'm 2-0, and I swept and tie broke, so I'm 4-1. Yeah, and on my third pack, I'm trying to think of what I picked. Yeah, I think it was one of these. Oh, no, I know what I picked. On my third pack, I pulled a Revoke Existence, and there was some other good cards, and like, I think there was a Mythic, but it was like a big Mythic, and it wasn't in my color, and I decided that my deck is so fast that if someone picked it, they really wouldn't get the chance to play it anyways, because their deck would just be way too big. If you didn't, I really like to draft quick decks. I like aggro, fast games. Beat them before they can get they're big monsters. Even if I did pick that monster over there, this one right here. This one's my baby. But yeah, so I picked Revoke Existence, first pick of my third pack. It's removal. So basically I had some solid first picks. I mean, 2 removal and a bomb. I mean, you want to pick removal. Removal is like the best. I rate removal better than bombs if they can get rid of bombs, which both of these can, basically. Yeah, so anyways, now I'll go through all my cards from my 1-drops to my 2-drops to my 3s, my 4s, my 5s, and my 8-drop, which you already saw. And I'll just talk about how they synergize. Okay, so my 1-drops. First thing, this made my deck really good, is I have 2 Glenhawks. Glenhawk, great card. 1-drop, It's a 2/2 flyer. When Glinthawk enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless an artifact you can unless you return an artifact to your hand. So basically, it's not much of a drawback in this format since there's so many artifacts. I could usually get an artifact turn 1 or 2, and then I could Glinthawk turn 2 or 3, and turn 3 2/2 flyer. It's pretty good. My other 1-drop is a Panic Spellbomb. I could use this to help some of my Glinthawk. I could use it with some other cards that just like 1-drop artifact. It basically accelerates my deck, and when I sacrifice it for whatever reason, I can draw a card. It's great. And it works really well with another one of my 1-drop, which is Koldatha Rebirth, which is another 1-drop. So turn 1 Spellbomb, turn 2 Koldatha Rebirth, and I have 3/1/1 goblins, and I drew a card. What? That's ridiculous in draft. That's friggin' overpowered. I actually did get that one game, and I won that game very fast. Okay, so now that you saw my really good 1-drops, on to my 2-drops, which are even better, honestly. They're up there. So my first 1-drop that I want to show you is Mirrodin. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1, which is colorless. If you do, put a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token onto the battlefield. This helped me accelerate my Metalcraft that I needed to get for some of my bigger creatures. So basically, I could just like Mirrodin, then Panic Spellbomb, and I'd already have Metalcraft because most of my Metalcrafts are artifacts. So then I'd have 2, and then when I play my Metalcraft, I'll have 3 artifacts. And it just gets me a 1/1. I can block with it. I can attack with it. 2 mana for a 2/1 also. That's fine. I mean, it's a good card. I really like that card. It worked really well for me. Next up, we got 2 Revoke Existences. This card is really good because there's so many artifacts and enchantments. It helped me get enchantments that were on my creatures, off my creatures, and it helped me destroy good artifacts that they had, like Ratchet Bomb. I destroyed one game, and I destroyed some Trigons, those cards. So that was really good. I got really lucky, and someone wasn't running red next to me, and they passed me this, and I got to second pick an Arc Trail, which is insane. Arc Trail, I think, was used twice, and I 2-for-1 each time, basically clearing their board. And one of the time I Arc Trailed, and the person just like, my friend was just like, alright, it's over. So yeah, Arc Trail's a beast. Can target 2, deals 2 damage and 1 damage. It's insane. Next up is another MVP in my deck, is a Glinthawk Idol. It's an artifact, accelerates Metalcraft. When I play an artifact, it becomes a 2/2 flyer until the end of the turn. It worked really well with Mirrodin because it gave me a reason to want to play artifacts. So I got Mirrodin and like my Glinthawk, and I was like, alright, well, let's just get a bunch of artifacts, and I got some Metalcraft, and the deck really worked well together. So Glinthawk Idol, basically I have 3 Glinthawks since I have this, so 3 2/2 flyers for 1 or 2 mana. Insane. Next up, I got a Gold Mirror and an Iron Mirror. Tap for a plain or a mountain. These are the colors I was running, so this is good. I decided to pick this so I could run. I ran 1 less land, so I could play these. And they're artifacts, so they accelerate. Once again, they accelerate Metalcraft. And very important.